Hello guys, welcome back to the channel once again. Today I'm super mega excited to share this list with you guys because today I am gonna be sharing a list of let's say Spain lesbian series that I will highly recommend you also go ahead, go watch and support. This are lesbian series from Spain, yes, that are very well known and very well recognized. That me personally I have watched them also. That's why I had made this very interesting list. But before we get into further details, please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and please let me know your personal opinion down below in the comments. So let's get right into it and not waste any more time. So first and foremost, we're gonna start off with Alma. Alma is a supernatural thriller where the main character Alma is a survivor of a bus crash where she loses her memory. There is a notable lesbian relationship between Alma and another student named in this case Sarah. Their connections is described as tender and also the center of the series. The series is available to watch on Netflix and has one season available. It was released in 2022. It's a drama slash horror slash mystery and it got amazing ratings. A lot of people were kind of disappointed for the fact that there wasn't a season 2. A lot of people felt like it needed a season 2, especially because of the good ratings that it got in season 1. But a lot of people also felt like on the other hand that it just wasn't enough for season 2. In my personal opinion, I just want to say I do feel like a season 2 was deserved. I do feel like, especially the way season 1 ended, I feel like if they would have given us another season, it would probably made more sense. But hey, in this case, it is what it is. Season 1 is still worth the watch. And then moving forward, we have Bienvenidos a Eden. The relationship between Zoa and Belle developed throughout the first and in this case second season. Initially, Zoa has a brief relationship with Nico, but over time it becomes clear that her connection with Belle is more meaningful and important to her. Belle is very loyal to Zoa and is willing to do anything for her. Their love story is a major plot point, and as they bond, strengthens as they face the island's reality and challenges that they have to go through in order to find out the truth of what is actually happening on the island and why can they leave, and why every time they want to leave it feel like they are trapped. So they are just trying to find out the truth of what is basically going on, in this case in the island of Eden. And yes, it was released in 2022 and it's also available to watch on Netflix. And like I said, very good series. Me, I have watched all of them, from the first season. I've supported it, and there's another reason why I just hopefully like in the future we can get another season. It will be truly amazing just to see what is next, what happened next. I feel like there's still a lot of answers that we need when it comes to the ending of the last season that was streamed. Then moving forward, we have the Pier. The story centers on Alejandra, an architect from Valencia whose life falls apart when she receives the news that her husband has been eliminated. She later on finds out that Oscar been living a double life with Veronica. Alejandra adopts a false identity and infiltrates, Veronica's life, determined to uncover the truth. As time goes by, the two start to spend more time together, and they end up getting or having, in this case, a romantic relationship. And obviously, they started to get more complicated because they were falling for each other, but also at the same time they were grieving over the same man. So there is a lot that goes on between the two, and later on you can just see how complex it got because somewhere somehow they started to feel guilty for the fact that they are hooking up, knowing that both of them lost a man that they dearly loved, and also at the same time still trying to find out what really happened to him because it is a mystery. But I really like the way it ended, because a lot of things that were hidden, a lot of secrets came to light, and they definitely did share a beautiful story. It was released in 2019 and it's available to watch on Movie Star. And then moving forward, we have La Otra Mirada, set in an academy of young ladies in Sevilla of the 1920s. The school is basically very different because of everybody that's in charge of the school in this case, to a way of doing things their own way, traditions of the city and times as well. However, the universe explores with the arrival of a new teacher who has a very different way of seeing things and a secret objective directly related to the school. The series has two seasons available and has two queer characters, Angela and Paula. The story is actually very interesting and highly recommended because, like I said, they work in a school, they have the both very different views of how things should be done. A lot of people want, like teachers want everything to be kept traditional, and here comes a new teacher that sees things a very different way, that wants to implement new rules and wants to give different points of views. So it's kind of a back and forward. But yes, this one was released in 2018. Like I said, highly, highly, highly recommended. If you guys are more into classical type of series, lay back long series, this is definitely the one that I would recommend you all to go ahead, go watch and support. And if you have watched it, please let me know your opinion on it as well. And then moving forward, we have one of my personal favorites, Last Pelotaris 9026. Itzy and Annie are in a lesbian love affair that faces significant challenges due to the social constraints and discrimination of the 1920s. Itzy is a sweet and naive pelota player who is blacklisted from playing by her father, the team manager. Annie, on the other hand, is married and has a family. Later on, you can see that they actually reconnect, and Itzy was pretty persistent in trying to win Annie's heart back, as they shared a beautiful story, as they basically started to relive a love affair that they knew, it wasn't over yet because of the circumstances that they were caught in. And the way it ended, I was like, oh, that's so sweet. And I also get why it had to end the way it did. But one thing I am disappointed the fact that this one didn't get a second season. I was highly, highly looking towards to, a second season. Unfortunately, it only has one season available, but it's still 100 trillion% worth the watch. So if you guys haven't watched it, I will highly recommend you all to do so. It was released in 2023 and it has one season available. And go watch, go support, because let me tell you, you will not be disappointed at all. Then moving forward, we have Sky Rojo. This one is definitely my favorite one on this list. Definitely, definitely, definitely. You can basically see that the series has 3 seasons available. And during season 3, Wendy and Greta develop a relationship. Wendy is one of the main characters and got, trapped into a lifestyle that she didn't ask for because she was manipulated and controlled in order to be into the situation that she's actually in. Greta comes along when she makes Wendy, believe in love again, that they had, an immediate attraction towards one another because of what situation that they were caught in. So when they saw each other since the very beginning, you can just see that, they had this connection, that they wanted to be with one another. And obviously, you can see that they were very overprotective of one another, always wanting to protect one another. They went through trials and tribulations. And one thing that I love about their storyline is that the fact that they actually do have a happy ending, even though there came a point where I thought they were pushing each other away because, because they didn't want to be together. It's because they just didn't want the other one to get hurt or be caught up in their lifestyles. I thought it would come to an end, but, that didn't happen. They figured out a way to make things work, and it is so beautiful. So I would highly recommend you also go to Netflix. It has three seasons available, and it was released in 2023. Yes, loved it, enjoyed it, and probably in the future I will go back and go rewatch it again. Just that's how much I really, really, appreciate it and like this series. Yes, guys, that's basically it. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. And if you guys know any other top, very good, incredible Spain lesbian series, please drop them down below in the comments. That will be very, very helpful. And I also want to say thank you so much for all the love and all the support. It 100 trillion% doesn't go unnoticed. I hope I see you guys again at the next video, and I hope you have enjoyed this one. And goodbye.